Hello, David Zritsky for the Bond Experience. Welcome back. I'm in front of, probably arguably one of my favorite movies, Quantum of Solace. Let's not get into why. You can debate me all you want, but I'm actually here to talk about an accessory, an item from Quantum of Solace that I've coveted for some time. Now, not too long ago, I had a great discussion at Dear Irving in New York City with Omega Bond watches. Lorenzo, my good friend, who knows everything about Omega Bond watches, strangely enough, ergo his name. And we got to talking about an itch, just down there, not all the way down there, here on the wrist. As a Bond collector, but also as a watch collector, you get into the mood. Now, you could have one watch or you could have 20 watches. The itch doesn't quite go away. And that's what collecting is kind of all about. The hunt, the journey, the story of collecting is never quite over. And as I become more passionate about this movie, even though I have the Casino Royale version of the Planet Ocean, I really wanted the 42 millimeter from Quantum of Solace for a lot of reasons, and I'll go over them again. First of all, nostalgic reasons. Again, I tend to gravitate to this movie, especially now, and kind of looking back at the 60th anniversary. I've revisited this movie. I know some of you have as well, but it's badass Bond. I mean, it's one of my favorite portrayals of the character by Daniel Craig in all of the films. He just has an economy of words. He's got a swagger. He's drinking multiple Vespers. He's being Bond, right? So, I mean, the watch is an emblem. It's a representation. It's an icon of the movie. And so, because I wear watches every single day of my life, and I love the Omega brand, I desperately wanted to find one. Problem, David. They were made back in 2008 for a short period of time. So I did the video, and just like you're watching now, a few people watched it, and one in particular, a gentleman, said, you know, I have a watch. I have the 42 millimeter Quantum of Solace watch purchased in the year that it came out, 2008, and I don't wear it that often. Used to, but don't wear it that often. And the gentleman's name is Frank. And this is the magic of the Bond community. Frank got in touch with me. He emailed me. And one of the things he said was, listen, I'm not a scammer. I'm a fan. I've watched all your stuff. He's like relaying some of the things. Why go on? I've actually invited him over to deliver the watch. And yes, I'm purchasing this watch from another Bond fan in the Bond community. He should be here any minute. So let's head over there. Okay, I'm just a little excited because I'm here with my new friend, Frank. Frank, welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome
David.
to the archive. What do you think?
It's unbelievable. You know, you see it in the videos, and it doesn't do it any justice. This is unbelievable.
It's a little crazy.
It's truly unbelievable.
I just interrupted because Frank's literally going through movie by movie and enjoying all the toys.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. Take your time and go through each one. And then as you review all the different pieces, you know, the movie just keeps flooding back into your memory, and it's just fantastic.
Yeah, and one of the things I told you is everything can be touched, everything can be tried on. Like you wanted to try a pair of Daniel Craig No Time to Die sunglasses on, you're like, huh? And they weren't for you.
No, they're not for me, but they're beautiful, and they were much lighter than I thought they would be.
Yeah, so, absolutely. So I've got to tell everybody, Frank is here because Frank has helped me with a journey. I put out a video not too long ago where I was talking about the Quantum of Solace watch, 2008 watch. How am I going to find this watch from a trusted seller? And Frank and I started a conversation. We had calls. We had a FaceTime.
Yes.
We're about the same age with kids. Like there was so much in common. And we struck a deal and we said, you know what? If you could take a trek here, we'll do this. I'll give you a doo-doo. You literally wanted a doo-doo.
That was part of the deal. I wanted to do. I actually even negotiated a little bit with the doo-doo, right?
He did. This was real. And by the way, happy to do it.
Yeah.
But I'm now wearing on my wrist the Quantum of Solace watch. I am so excited. Now, talk to me. So this is something that you've had for a while, but you felt like you just didn't wear it a lot?
Oh, gosh. David, I would say maybe 12 or 13 years. Maybe I had
Yeah,
that watch.
yeah.
You know, I was kind of thinking about it while I was driving over. Maybe one or two second thoughts about it, but I don't wear big watches anymore. Everything's thin. If I'm even wearing a watch, to me now a watch is more like a piece of jewelry. If I want to know what time it is, I always go to my phone.
That's what people do.
So you know, if I don't wear watches like I used to, and if I do now, it's something small.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, we talked about this, but your first note to me was so moving. I've got to kind of describe this because you're like, hey, listen, I'm a fan of yours. I've watched your videos, but I'm also like, look, I'm a husband. I'm a father.
Right.
Relatively local. What are we, like 90 minutes from each other?
Just
give or take?
Yeah, with no traffic, maybe less.
Maybe less.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know what? This felt so much more comfortable because I looked on, Chrono 24, I looked on eBay, and this would have been from some unknown entity. Who knows what I was going to get? And you were so great because you're like, hey man, I want to show you the back of the class because I've worn this and you need to know what you're getting. Like, you were so authentic. I was like, get the hell over here.
No, I appreciate it. I appreciate it. And you know, the last thing I would want to have done would be mislead you in any way about it. So I wanted to be as forthcoming as I could be. And when I saw your video and you said, it was in the very beginning, because to be honest with you, I don't take this the wrong way.
No.
I'm at work a lot of times. I'll fast forward sections
it's a
of the
55-minute video.
Yeah. So what really caught my eye was Dear Irving.
Oh my gosh, that place is amazing.
And then you had mentioned the watch very early in that
Yes.
piece that you did. So I was like, wait, that's my watch.
Yeah.
I'm going to see if he wants it. I don't wear it that much anymore. And it was just one thing led to another. And it's just terrific.
And this happened quick. Like, this was
100%.
A few days ago that we had this conversation. But this is what I mean by the Bond community. The Bond community, it's large, but it's small. And people, they get each other. There's almost like a shorthand. There's a trust. You've made my year, man. This is like, I've wanted this watch probably since 2008.
Oh, no kidding. So, well, I'm thrilled that not only are you this happy, but I have a satisfaction in knowing that now it's part of this museum, I'll call it.
And by the way, you know what else is part of this museum? So Frank came bearing gifts, and he brings me this Walther PPK, and I'm like, that's a Walther PPK, but actually, it's a lighter. How cool is that?
I thought you'd enjoy it. I didn't know if you had it.
I do not. It even has a safety.
And it has a working safety. Yeah.
Has a working safety. That's crazy.
That's the only thing that a Bond fan like yourself should light a birthday candle with.
That is
It's a
true.
Walther
Or a
PPK.
cigar or anything.
Anything, yeah.
Anything that could be lit. Well, here's the fun part. The journey's not over with this because, as I told Frank, tomorrow I'm heading to New York City to meet some friends. And the Omega boutique there, their flagship store, has invited me back. They know I got this today. And they're going to clean it. They're going to polish it. They're going to make it look like it came out of 2008 and bring it back to its luster. So
That's awesome.
we'll get some video of that, and you can see that this watch will live on.
That's great. It's great.
And you can visit it anytime.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
All right, we're going to go back to looking at the museum and drooling a little bit. So we'll see you later. Okay, so I'm in the Omega flagship store in New York City as promised. I'm on the second floor right here. You can see the balcony and the stairs up. We're waiting for the receptionist right now to clean the Quantum of Solace watch. So just a matter of moments. So literally what I did was Andy personally took care of me and cleaned the watch. I don't know if we can come in nice and close here under this light here, but you can see that it is night and day. I mean, it really looks good. I'm probably going to have to send it in for a little bit of a servicing just to get the maybe the crystal replaced, but other than that, it's in great working order and it seems to shine in the light. It's one of these situations where it's hard to stop looking at it, but I'm in New York City, so it's time to test this watch in the wild. Let's go to it. All right, that was so much fun. New York City, by the way, I was with my friend Morten from Norway, my beautiful wife Danielle. You saw her wave kind of briefly there, but so they really clean this up beautifully. And I love that the watch is kind of sparkling right now. I'm probably going to be putting it in for a full service. A full service costs anywhere from $550 on up, and they'll take a look at the crystal. They'll make sure that it's buffed out and really looking spick and span and almost like it just came out of a brand new old stock box from 2008. So I'll probably go through that, but not right now. I'm going to just sit here and enjoy this. And as I was wearing it around New York City, I of course kept looking down on it, looking down on it, looking at it. Looking down on it would be like, poor watch. No, I was loving it. Just everything about it, all the nuance. And you always wonder when you covet something, when you want something like a watch, will it meet or exceed the expectation that your imagination conjures up in acquiring it? And mine did. I mean, here I've got this wonderful piece that will come with me on vacations, on date nights, to work, to stressful moments out there. And when I want, almost like a release valve, I'll be able to look down like a release and escape. And that's what Bond is all about. And that's what a Bond watch does. I mean, I'll be able to escape to my favorite moments of this movie right here. And I've got to tell you, I loved this story. I love the fact that I've acquired it from a Bond fan, Frank. I love that he was happy that he could come over here. I could share the collection as a viewer, as an audience member. It was great. I feel like I've met a friend. I mean, he'll definitely be coming to gather-alls and things like that. I love that Lorenzo helped me so much. You had to understand, I was going back and forth multiple times a day with texts, like, what do you think of this watch? What do you think of that? And he was my tour guide and Sherpa and friend and just supported me through this. And then at one point he's like, dude, go for it. And I certainly do not regret it. I absolutely love this watch. This is going to get serious, serious wrist time. But I wanted to tell you the story because I think my story in this journey is a lot of your stories. There's a lot of resources out there. There's a lot of people you can have this discussion with, and it's a lot of fun. And then when you get it, then it could start the adventure with you. All right. Well, I've acquired the Quantum of Solace Omega Bond watch. It's my last Bond watch I will ever get. I can't say that with any validity. We'll see what happens. Anyway, David Zaritsky for the Bond Experience. We'll see you all real soon. Thanks for watching this episode. If you want to be up on the latest from the Bond experience, just click on this subscribe and subscribe to our channel. You're going to get all the latest and greatest information, plus some exclusive content. And by the way, speaking of content, here's something especially for you, just because we know you. Talk to you soon.